Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hope you are having a wonderful Friday and ready for the weekend. Hi, Jan. I see that you're on. Thank you, friend. So, we are having magnificent, just beautiful, I guess you would say golf weather if you're a golfer or have family that is, like my son and my husband. So, just beautiful, sunny, nice, beautiful temperature. It's feeling like spring. In fact, I shared the other day my Queen's Tear plant is blooming. That it's such a cool plant because most of the year it's nothing. It just looks like little leaf stalks. And then all of a sudden you walk outside and there's the most tropical, just the prettiest tropical foliage or blooms that I've ever seen. So that was a plant my dad bought like over 50 years ago at a church plant sale and has been propagating it since. He shared some with me. And if you're ever in San Antonio, stop by. I'd be happy to give you one because I have plenty. I have to keep breaking them up and I put them into different pots and I love to hand them out to friends. So if you're ever in San Antonio, I would love to share one with you. All right. So I see some of you are starting to hop on. So as you hop on, say hello. I see some of you already. I have a really fun project to share with you today. Actually, I saw it on Stampin' Up's Instagram page. I had never don't know if you're aware that Stampin' Up has an official Instagram page, but they also have a Facebook page as well. So make sure that you are subscribed to both of those pages because they share a lot of really cool ideas. And one of the ideas came from a Stampin' Up artisan. She's a demonstrator in Germany. Her name is Irina Held, and she had this really cool Instagram post that Stampin' Up shared using the mini pocket envelope dies to be able to create a really cute treat box. Now, before I get into that, I do want to share with you my Sweet Creations Club for April because it is going to be featuring the Queen Bee bundle, which is what we're going to use today. So I wanted to show you what those projects look like. If you're already part of my club, you're going to get another sneak peek of this afternoon when I send the email out because I've already mailed your March kits. But here is what they look like. Just really beautiful. The petal pink, the gray granite. I just love how these two colors combine. I am using one of the new online exclusive products, which is the radiating, what do they call it? Radiating stitches dies to make really pretty little background pieces for the cards. All right, and then also too, a little really fun little treat bag. I had seen these and I hadn't had a chance to play with these treat bags in the catalog, but we're gonna do that for the April club. So if you would like to subscribe to my monthly club, there is a link to do that. If you just wanna try it out for 1 month, go to the same link towards the bottom. There will be a 1-month option and you can just try it out for 1 month. Cost is $39. It includes all of the pre-cut cardstock supplies. There will be some pieces you need to stamp and die cut with the Queen Bee bundle. But all the other cardstock pieces, those die cuts, the embossed pieces will be provided for you. Also about $20 in consumable product to use in your projects and the PDF tutorial. And the shipping is also included as well, the tracking. So go check that out, get all the information there. Before we get into today's project, I did draw ahead of time. I have a little wheel. I put in the names and then it pops out a name. So it was Paula. I'm going to say it's either Nicely or Nicely. I'm not really sure which way it's the last name, your last name is pronounced, but congratulations. I'm going to be mailing to you the loose daisy flowers. I'm pretty sure, I think I have your mailing address and I will get that out to you. All right, for next week, if you share today's video, I will next week draw a name to receive just a fun variety pack of some nautical cards. And as well as the treat bag that we made last week, and then the card that coordinates with it. So go ahead, if you marked shared, comment shared, let me know who would like to be entered into that drawing. And then next Friday, before I come on, I will draw somebody to win that prize. All right, so this is the project that we are going to make today. It uses the Queen Bee bundle. And surprise, here's the bundle. If you haven't seen it, beautiful, beautiful bundle. This is actually from a $1 Million Achiever, Laura Milligan. She helped to inspire the design for this stamp set, which I just think is so beautiful. And then, of course, the dies, really nice set of dies to coordinate with that. But we're also, too, the unique thing about today's project is we are using this mini pocket envelope die. And you're thinking, well, how in the world would we do that? It's just for like a gift card, right? but actually we're going to make a box out of it, and it's not that hard. Now, I did share with you that the idea came from artisan Irina Held. Now, later today, I will have a link to her post on Stampin' Up's Facebook group. And but her instructions, she actually cut hers down a little bit, and it was in metric. And I'm like, well, I could convert it, but I thought, well, we can maybe I can change it up a little bit. I don't have to do it exactly how she did. So my box is wider where hers is more narrow, but essentially it uses the same base die of the mini pocket envelope. All right, so if you're on my email list tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock, you're going to get the instructions on how to put this box together with all the different pictures to share with you how to do that step by step. But also too, you can take a quick snapshot, and this is the kind of quick reference for what I'm going to be doing today. All right, if you're not on my email list, make sure that you are signed up. Go ahead, click on that button and sign up so that you don't miss any of my weekly project sheets. Also, too, I have some fun promotions from time to time that's just exclusive for my email list. And for my more popular kits, you do get advanced registration notification. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have already die cut out some pieces. Guys, I'm going to move my camera down just a smidge because I feel like I'm out of frame for where I need to work. There we go. That's a little, I'm not reaching so far. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off die cutting out a thick basic white cardstock, 2 pieces with the mini pocket envelope die. So do 2 of those. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your scoreboard, and we are going, I kind of messed up the reference there. There we go. Okay, so this orientation would be what I would call the top side or the finished side, okay? But what we want to do is we want to take it and we want to turn it on the raw side, the unfinished side, I guess you would say. And the reason why is we want to line it up here at this long edge so we have a nice surface to rest against. So when we go to score, it's not wobbling on us because we've got these really funny curvatures and we want to make sure it's nice and flat. So at the 2.5 inch mark, you're going to score all the way down. You're going to do the same thing for your other piece. Again, turn it to the unfinished side and score again at 2.5 inches. Okay, so next we're going to do a little bit of cutting. Now what I want to do, let me burnish my score line so you can see my cuts a little bit better. So we have a score line here just following the same score lines that the pocket die had. And then we have another score line here. And then here's the score line down this long side that we did with the scoreboard. All right, so I have a score line right here on both pieces. So I'm going to snip up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over, and there is a really, let me burnish it, maybe help you see it better. A really narrow piece. All right, can you see that a little bit better? So we have a really narrow band here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut that away because I don't need that. And then I'm just going to angle cut right there. So that is our template for one. And then I'm going to repeat and do the same thing for the other side. Snip up, make that little tab there. Again, this really narrow score line. We're going to get rid of that bottom little narrow piece. And there we go. We have our 2 pieces. Now what we want to do is we're going to take some glue. And so I can see a little bit better. Kind of got some gunk right there, but we'll cover it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue to this really narrow tab. So I got a little gunk in my glue. And then what we're going to do is we're going to line up, and this is where it gets a little tricky. We want to work with our score line. So where this score line meets, we're going to have it meet the score line of this piece. And then we're just going to press. Let me get a little thing here. There's glue oozing out. And let me see if I can show that to you. All right. So basically, we're just making one long strip. And then what we're going to do is we're going to burnish this other little tab line. And you can probably guess, we're just going to connect the pieces up, right? So we're going to add some glue again right here on this small, narrow section. And then we're going to line it up. There we go. So we're creating a box. Really, really simple, right? Told you it wasn't going to be that hard. Now you do want to give your glue a little bit of time to dry. I got a little rushed there. All right, once your glue is dry, then what you're going to do is you're going to take, see how this is a nice squared edge right here, and then this piece is rounded. We want to take these squared edges first, and we're going to glue them inside. So let's add a little adhesive onto each section. We're going to adhere those together. I'm going ahead, take my bone folder, make sure those pieces are adhered well. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take, I guess that doesn't want to stick. Okay, it will here in a minute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rounded edges and I'm going to glue them down. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. And now we can reach in there, press all that together. All right. And what I love about this is it creates a really nice finished edge here on the bottom. It looks really, really nice. So if you're doing like any craft fair type items, it's going to really add some really finished quality to your project. All right. So you see how we did that? The rest is just decorating. It's so, so simple. So what you're going to do next is we're going to take a piece of Petal Pink cardstock. This piece measures 3/4 by 8.5. And I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to gently curve it so that it's a nice curve and it will not go up on each edge of my box like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add adhesive to each edge, probably about 2 inches along the bottom here, and probably go maybe about 1 inch from the bottom. I'm going to glue, and then I'm going to repeat for the other side. Again, about maybe 2 inches. And then we're going to, again, repeat about 1 inch right there. And by doing this, what's going to happen is when I put my designer series paper around, it's going to add stability to this handle right here. So that is what the box looks like right now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of designer series paper, and this piece measures 1.5 by 12 inches. Now guys, I'm going to tell you a little secret. You notice how this is striped? Okay, I don't have a full 12-inch section without having to open up a brand new pack. And I didn't want to do that for just one strip of designer series paper. So what I did is I took 2 6-inch sections and I just glued them together. So if you happen to run short on paper, you can always do that. So then what you're going to do is we're just going to just wrap it around and then glue it. Okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to start. I'm going to probably start here in the middle. And this is my front edge. So I'm going to start with that first. And then we're going to wrap it around and just glue each section. I'm going to add a little more glue and just keep going all the way around. And then at the corners, I'm going to pinch so it gets a nice crisp edge at those corners. Again, let's go ahead and finish that up on the back there. And let's just keep going around. All right, now it looks like my piece may be a little bit longer than I actually need, and that's okay because what I'm going to do is I am going to snip that off with my scissors. And what's nice is I really have no finished edge that people can see. All right, so really, really cool right there. Just check and make sure that we've got all that designer series paper where we want it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to take some thick basic white cardstock. I'm going to take my large B from the Queen Bee stamp set. I'm going to take basic gray for my ink. And we're just going to stamp our image onto our paper. All right, now what you want to do is you want to give this a few seconds, a little bit of time to dry, for the ink to dry before we start coloring in with the blends. Now I am using the Petal Pink Stampin' blends. Now, however, you can also too, if you have the Petal Pink Stampin' Right marker, you can use that as well. So I think we've probably had enough time for it to dry. And if you don't let it dry, then it is possible what could happen is your ink could smear, and we don't want that to happen. So we're just going to go around, we're going to color in all these little flowers, and I'm going to do it quite quickly here. I saw somebody comment that their screen was black. I hope that now that you can see it, I'm not sure. I hope everybody else is able to see it. I'm thinking so, since y'all are commenting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna color in this heart, even though I'm actually gonna come back later and I am going to cover it up. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our die from the Queen Bee dies, which I have already cut one out. Let me get all this. Got all these little pieces in here. So I've already die cut one of these out. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take with a vellum, ooh, I hope you can see that. With the vellum paper, we're gonna die cut out some wings, add that on. And I'm just gonna kind of press down so it holds onto my bee. And then I'm gonna take just a tiniest little dab. I'm gonna put it on that heart. And then I'm gonna take this itty bitty heart that I die cut out from the dies, those Queen Bee dies, and I'm gonna put it on top just to add a really cute little accent to the bee there. All right, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm also going to take 2 of the large flowers I die cut out from the Queen Bee dies in gray granite cardstock, and then I did 2 of the small ones in Petal Pink. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue into the center of each one, and then we're going to just offset them a little bit. All right, now we're just going to take our dimensionals and pop these up onto our little basket here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add the flowers onto the sides here where they meet at the handle. Do the same thing for the other side. All right, and then for the front is I'm going to pop up my bee right here on the front. And I'm actually going to have it kind of towards hanging up a little bit over the top. So the last thing that I want to do is I'm just going to add some pearls, little bling here. And I'm going to put that on the center of each flower. So there you go, guys. What do y'all think? Like I said, really easy. Was it as hard as you thought it was? It's not really hard at all once you've seen it. Oh, an iPad, it was black. Interesting, Elizabeth. Well, I hope that gets resolved, and maybe when you come back and watch the replay, maybe on a different device, maybe it will work. All right, guys, I'm just going to quickly go through. Jan, I couldn't believe, I agree with you. I love it when our dies can be used for something else. So in addition just to making an envelope pocket, you can also too use it to make really fun little treat box. Love the vellum on the wings, Nancy. Yes, I think it adds that really extra special touch. All right. Well, Jan, I do hope that you make one and share a picture with us. I would love that. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Remember, if you want to do the Queen Bee Sweet Creations Club project kit, make sure you sign up. We do have plenty of time. Registration is open till April 5th, and the project kit will mail out about April 15th. All right, guys, y'all have a wonderful weekend, and we will see y'all next Friday. Take care. Bye, guys.